welcome to my channel. My name is Seth, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing / rating the movie No Other Choice. Now, for the rating, it'll be out of 5 stars, with half of a star being the lowest it can go, to 5 stars being the highest it can go. Now, I do want to give some disclaimers before we start this video. The first one being that I am going to be talking about the movie, so there might be some spoilers. And secondly, that these are just my opinions and my takes on the movie. If you do not like them, that is fine, but if you do, that's great. Now let's get on to the video. No Other Choice is directed, written, and produced by Park Chan-wook, and the cast also stars Lee Young-hun, Sun Jae-in, and Park Hee-soon. Now I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. I will have their names at the bottom so you can look them up. Now, a synopsis of No Other Choice is Lee's character gets fired from his job in the paper manufacturing company, and he goes into an anxiety-ridden depression and desperation to try to find another job in his field. So he will do anything it takes to get that another job, and he goes through obstacles through the movie to try to find another job. Now, this movie is a comedic movie with some of its acting to even how they set up some of the scenes for the comedy. It is a very funny movie. I was laughing for a majority of the scenes. Now let's get on to some of the topics I think this movie discusses. With the first one being how being unemployed when you have no money coming in can be very anxiety-ridden and depressing, both financially and mentally. On the financial side, you know, the lights are not you need to keep the lights going on, you know. And you need to feed the mouths, whether that be yourself or if you even have kids. And for the mentally side, job interviews can feel so humiliating sometimes because you're giving your best self, and these corporation people or the people hiring you can be like, oh, I just don't think you're fit for the role, or we'll let you know. And most of the time they don't let you know. So it can just feel very humiliating and low self-esteem. Which gets on to our next topic of the movie, is how in this movie I think this discusses how for some people and even some cultures even, your work / your career is your life. Even sometimes it is you basically, it's your dignity. So when you lose it, it's like you're losing a part of yourself, and it's not hard to feel down on yourself and to feel very sad for yourself. The next topic I think this movie discusses is how for some households and even some stereotypes we have, if you're a man, they always try to be like, if you're the only person providing for your family, you're the breadwinner, you're the head of the household. So when you lose your job, it can be very demasculating for some men, because that stereotype we keep of, you know, hey, you're the head of the household, you're the breadwinner, now no money's coming in. What do you do with that moment? And I think the last thing that this movie discusses is how for some workers or even some organizations, it can be feeling like every man for itself. And with how technology is going and AI coming up in the ranks, it really boosts up the level of feeling very every man for himself. Now, I think the last scene of this movie is very impactful. It really opens your eyes to what I think this world is going into. Now let's get into some of the technical aspects of this film. This is a Korean-speaking film. And secondly too, I really also enjoyed the cinematography in this film. It felt very colorful, with showing the natural life of it, whether that being the woods or the ocean side, to even the city lights. And the cinematography was just so bright and so colorful. Secondly, I really love too the camera direction to some of the camera angles they do. For some of the scenes, they use wide shots to show more than one thing happening in the same shot, which I thought was very innovational and creative. And two, also, I loved how this film felt very handheld. And when I say handheld, I know some of these scenes probably weren't handheld, but it felt very flowing and very just natural. How in some movies and some scenes, the camera is set in one spot, and they just keep going back and forth, back and forth. But in this, it was going very flowingly. It just didn't feel very in one spot. Whether that being they were on a gimbal, or they were on a track and they just kept moving back and forth or side to side. Now my rating for this movie, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It was very comedic, it made me laugh, to the acting was really good, to even the cinematography and the camera angles and camera directions. Now, that is my movie, that is my review and rating on it. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and goodbye!